down and more. From the left side, scores in for the touchdown.
He's all the way out to midfield. Bo Lilly is going to take this one down to the 5 touchdown.
Hello, Panther fans, and welcome to State Championship Friday here on Game On Sports. Alongside Spencer Patterson and Forrest Baldwin, we're here for the pregame show before the 2023 TAPS Division I State Championship game between the Houston St. Thomas Catholic Eagles and your Parish Panthers. And Forrest, as we're set for the game here today, this is a chance for the Panthers to move into uncharted territory, a place where only 6 other football programs have ever gone, or pardon me, 5 other programs have ever gone before.
Yeah, it really is a cool position to be in, and a chance to make history today. It just doesn't happen that often, really.
No, and as we look here live at Waco ISD Stadium, we're going to take a few minutes here while we can be with you live before we have to cut away for the exclusive part of the game that belongs to TAPS TV Network and delve into a little bit of Panther lore. And Forrest, if you've got some facts there on where this ranks in the realm of Parish Panther football.
Well, this is obviously our 7th appearance. We've got 6 before. And you look back on the body of work that this program has put together since 2010, our first appearance on December 4th, 2010. It is just extraordinary to watch this program grow and change and evolve. In 2010, that was against Fort Worth Christian. That was a 49-41 game. It was 33-27 at half. We lost. Drew Smith was our quarterback, and he was he's now Woodrow Wilson as quarterback's coach, offensive coordinator. He got hurt in the first quarter, and Tanner Wells came in, and Tanner had taken a snap at quarterback all year long.
Not one. Not one snap. Wow.
33-27 and a half. The coach comes in the locker room and he says, I'll tell you what, defense, you give me one stop, I'll give you a state championship. And that's what the game ended up turning out to be, a 49-41 win, and that was just down the road in Temple at Wildcat Stadium, which sort of set the tone now for the next decade and a third in terms of what we've been doing. And then even on into 2014, Tom Stewart was at quarterback. A big win over Dallas Christian, 56-14. Tom Stewart went on to play quarterback at Harvard, then at Rice. Then you get into the Preston Stone era in 2019, which started this consecutive run of state championships.
Yeah, as Novikov came on as head coach starting in 2017 and being promoted from offensive coordinator.
Yeah, it was really interesting going back to Coach Novikov. In 2010 and 2014, if you watch the game film from back then, you would not recognize our offense that we have today. We played what was called a double wing with 11 guys within 2-3 yards of the line of scrimmage boxed up. We were a running team exclusively, and we were a brutal running team. And the forward pass was not used very often. So the interesting thing about Novikov is that when he came into the program as I believe offensive coordinator in that 2014 season, that's when we kind of started expanding into this concept known as the forward pass.
And when they've been able to go out and find the quarterbacks that they have here in the last several seasons, most notably Preston Stone and now Sawyer Anderson.
Yeah, Preston Stone, for 2 years, 19-20. Of course, Preston leaves, goes to SMU, and has had a successful season there. You know, we're thinking about Preston now.
Yeah,
as
after
he
that
suffered
devastating
that
injury in the Navy game.
Yeah.
And he was having a great game, too. I mean, he had 275 yards passing in the first quarter.
First quarter. And, you know, set to play in the AAC championship game tomorrow against Tulane. So shout out to Preston Stone and hope he heals up and gets ready for the next season. And then that brought in the Sawyer Anderson era, you know, winning as a freshman and a sophomore against Midland Christian in a dominating win in 2021, and then last year against Prestonwood.
Yeah, the big win right here last year against Prestonwood by the score of 38-14. And the Panthers, after a season this year that was possibly more difficult than most people would expect, especially given how well they played in their non-district schedule the previous season, losing only one game, and that game being the last-second field goal loss to South Oak Cliff. They have a little bit of a tougher schedule this time, or tougher results. They go out to Aledo, which is tough to win in Aledo. I mean, I think Aledo's only lost 7 times or 8 times in that stadium in the last 17 years, and they still hang with them and only lose by 15 points.
Yeah.
They go 1-3 with their non-district schedule early. And then it was the big game following the loss to South Oak Cliff, the big game against China Spring, that turned everything around and started the 8-game winning streak that brings us into today's TAPS Division I state championship.
I think if you're a casual observer to this game, you see the record for the Panthers at 9-3.
Right.
And you look at the 12-0 record for the Eagles of St. Thomas and go, well, obviously Eagles, you know, have a superior team, a superior season. But
you might think that on paper.
That's what the casual. But let me point this out to you, Brian.
Please do.
Aledo,
yes,
still in the playoffs
still
in UIL.
Playing. Yes,
Episcopal down in Bel Air
won the title.
SPC champion.
Yep.
LBJ Austin, they made the playoffs. South Oak Cliff, still in the playoffs. China Springs,
still in the playoffs.
Yeah, still in the playoffs. The non-district record for those 5 teams, 49-11.
And there you go.
I will challenge you. I think I said this last time I was on. I'll challenge you to find a UIL or TAPS or SPC non-district schedule where your teams have a 49-11 record that you're playing against.
No,
that is stout.
You're not going to find that anywhere in the state, much less at the TAPS level, and probably not even at the UIL level. The only person I can think of that would even come close to attempting that would be Dallas Christian in Division III.
Yeah.
And that because I think all of his non-district schedule, he plays Division I and Division II teams in TAPS and a couple of very strong UIL programs as well. So hats off to the coach at Dallas Christian. But other than that, that's about as close as it would get. So coming into today's game with a 9-3 record, the Panthers face off against the undefeated St. Thomas Eagles. And that brings us to our next phase here, Forrest, where we talk about, you know, what the Panthers are going to have to do today because of the 5 opportunities they've had here with consecutive appearances in the state championship game. This is going to be their toughest mountain to climb because if they want to claim title number 5 in a row, they're going to have to take down a very strong, undefeated St. Thomas team today.
They are going to have to take down that team. And they're going to really focus on 2 different players, I think, if you're going to stop them.
Yes.
That is their quarterback 1, Dante Lewis, a senior, 2,331 yards of passing. And then at running back, 23, Johan Cardenas.
Yeah. And don't forget, Lewis on the verge of being a 1,000-yard rusher himself.
Well,
this season.
901 yards rushing for him, a total of 3,200, nearly 300 yards a game for Dante Lewis. And Cardenas, a big bull of a running back.
6'1", 215
pounds, and that's a downhill runner as well.
Yep.
And Lewis, and watching some of his game film, he's got a beautiful throw, a beautiful ball that comes out of his hand. But the thing is,
now to me, he looks like he throws like who he is as a baseball player.
Yeah, well, he does.
Now he's going to play baseball. He's already signed to play baseball next year for Kansas State. And in looking at some of the film, I mean, he gets the ball out there.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's throwing a 4-seam fastball, not coming straight over the head.
It's not your.
But it's effective. It works.
It's not your sort of Peyton Manning.
No.
Kind of a throw motion. You will see him sling it out there. But the ball travels in a tight spiral. Travels beautifully.
And he can put it into spots that you can hardly imagine.
And I think a guy that we like to call anyway, watching some of the film, an ankle breaker.
Yes.
If he's got a scramble, some of those moves that I saw him make against Prestonwood were nearly Matrix level type
Yeah,
moves.
no, there were some of them that I was seriously questioning the laws of physics and watching him stop and move and reassess.
So if I'm on the defense for the Panthers, it's really three players. It's Dante Lewis, it's Cardenas, and it's also number 82, Luke Edgecombe, which is their leading receiver as well.
Yes.
Those seem to be the three keys
Yeah.
that they look for.
Yeah, Edgecombe with 25 touchdown passes on the year, and he was the player playing on defense last week against Prestonwood that had that 102-yard interception return for touchdown.
So both sides of the ball player,
Yeah.
and really remarkable on both sides. And it's the more I've been thinking about this. To me, it's a mirror looking type of situation when Parish looks at the Eagles. I think they see themselves in the mirror, and perhaps when the Eagles look at Parish, they see themselves in the mirror. Both have outstanding quarterbacks. Both have outstanding running backs. Both have outstanding receivers. And, you kind of peel away some of the statistics from a team standpoint because of the strength of schedule that Parish had. But these teams are virtually identical. The Eagles scoring 48 points a game, Parish 44. The Eagles defense allowing 27. And the Parish defense allowing 26. So just nearly the mirror of each other. Pay attention to Dante Lewis on defense, or when you're on defense, when you're on playing defense.
Right.
And pay attention to Cardenas. Maybe you spy each one and
that
play
would be what I would
play
do.
man coverage
Yes.
throughout the rest of the field, and let your big defensive players go.
Indeed, and now while we've got a minute, we're going to go down to the field as we check in with Spencer Pattison. And Spencer, we're here at the final segment of the show. Give us the vibe from down there on the field, and then your players on offense and defense to watch today for for the Panthers, and your prediction in today's game.
It's a beautiful day for a state championship. That's all I can say. The energy is extremely high. Everybody is ready to play some football for the final time of 2023. I personally can't wait for it. I'm having a blast down here on the field already, and the game hasn't even started. But my offensive and defensive player of the year for Parish, or player to watch, offensive, Maddox Reed, 100%. He's coming off a 5-touchdown game. He's up against a really good running back on the other side, so that gives him a little bit more motivation. And then for defense, Mr. Caleb Bowers, second game that he's back. And ladies and gentlemen, he is back. Caleb Bowers is such a fantastic football player. I can't wait to see him back out on the field today.
Thank you, Spencer. And Forrest, as we come back to you here in the final minute of our pregame show, your players to watch on offense and defense with the Panthers and your prediction in today's game.
Offensively, I'm with Spencer Maddox Reed.
Right.
Let's see how that does. The old school philosophy of the running game opens up the passing game.
Yes.
And by gosh, I like Sawyer Anderson at quarterback. If we can get him throwing the football, that's going to work out really good for us. Especially given the receiver core we have. Defense, I'm going with Caleb Mitchell-Irving and Caleb Bowers. Bowers put in a season worth of football last week with, I believe he said
26 tackles.
26 tackles. He's got a 27 tackle per game average going into this game, just based off that last game and the couple he played before he got hurt. So those are my two players to watch for the Panthers.
And your prediction for today's game.
Boy, as high-powered as these offenses are, I hearken back to that 2010 game where it was a 49-41 Panther win. I think we may be in for a shootout on this one. Give me Panthers 42, Eagles 35.
42-35, and my players to watch here for today. On the offensive side of the ball, you guys have both gone with Maddox Reed. I'm going to go with the other side of that equation, and that's Sawyer Anderson.
Yeah.
Anderson, with a good game today, and I think he's going to have this type of game today, will eclipse 10,000 yards throwing in his career this afternoon at Waco ISD Stadium. He's about 430 yards away, but I think that he's got a shot. He already has established himself as a 3-time 3,000-yard passer.
Yeah.
And he's got a shot today to go over 10K in career throwing yards.
Wow.
Now, his complimentary receiver, Carson Darby. Carson Darby, I look for him.
Player.
I look for him to open up that short passing game, find those holes in the seam, find those holes in the zone, and then seek out contact like he always does. On defense, I'm going to go with the other side of the middle linebacking core. I'm going to go with Jesse Richardson, because someone is going to have to spy Dante Lewis this entire game, and I think that's going to be Jesse Richardson. I think Caleb Bowers is going to be focusing mostly today on Cardenas, especially after that career-high game Cardenas had last week with 38 carries for 459 yards and 7 touchdowns. And my other defensive player to watch behind him, Guy Stern. Guy Stern already with 6 picks on the year, leading the team, and 3 interception returns for touchdown. And I think that is going to be, just like what happened last week, that is going to be what seals the deal here this afternoon for Parish, is an interception return, but not how you think.
Well, you know, with Edgecombe and his 102-yard return, and Stern with his 99-yard return, couldn't we see 2 interception returns for 100 yards today between each team?
Well, my prediction is we're going to see at least one, because both of these teams scored 73 points last week.
That's right.
To win their game, and I think it's going to take at least that much today. I think what we're going to see here is the first 4-hour game in TAPS Division I football history.
Okay.
And your final score.
Yes, sir.
In triple overtime.
Triple overtime.
Parish 75, St. Thomas 73. And the winning play was when St. Thomas gets a little too cute and tries to throw instead of run on that first 2-point conversion. And it's Guy Stern, 102 yards to the house for the championship.
And we're talking football, not basketball.
We're talking football, but we're going to score 140 points today.
Heck yeah. Well, like the fact that it's a Panther win, however it comes out, is Panther win suits me just fine.
That's why we're here and hoping for a Panther victory today. And folks, as we sign off here in the pregame show, we're going to take you to our highlight video from last week against San Antonio Antonian Prep. Now, folks, be sure to stay with us, as we will following the end of the highlight video, we will end our live broadcast. And we will begin recording the game, and you will be able to see the game in its entirety as soon as the game is over. If you want to watch it live, you'll need to flip over to TAPS TV Network, that website, tapstvnetwork.com, where you can pay to watch the game live. But for right now, we're going to sign off live, and we'll record the game for you. Be sure to stay with us on Game On Sports. Come back after the game for live post-game, and you'll be able to see the entire package of today's state championship game about an hour following the game. So we'll sign off live for now, and we'll see you back for the post-game show live. In the meantime, let's relive the exciting moments from last week's shootout win in the state semifinal over San Antonio Antonian Prep.
Visions of war, born to survive and we settle the score. Hearing the sound when we run to the source. Heavy the cost, we won't lay down no remorse. We're warriors, die when we choose. Never back down, all you heard is the truth. Fearless, focused, ready. Lay the battle to rest, we hold steady. Cause we're rising, travel through empires of dust. Summon the warplanes that rattle and rust. Built for the test when the going is tough. About to get rough, ready to get out and get up. Raising the bar, taking the heat, never leaving the scar. Second to none cause we aim for the stars. This is our time cause we know who we are. This is our time cause we know who we are. Yeah, you better believe it. We're going to feed it. Cause you know what we're fighting for. Cause we'll never be beaten. With the wind at our feet in. The sound of the drums of war. Silent and deadly we hunt. Taking content Defenders on every front. Live for the thrill of the fight, never run. Shoulder to shoulder, we'll reign till it's done. We're warriors, yeah, we never miss. Rain in the sun, yeah, we'll make the assist. Take them all out, you can make us a list. Mess with the devils, you get what you wish. Rising, we're there on the battle horizon. No army can stop us with titans. United, the goal in the end is to win, so we're fighting. We're raising the bar. Taking a hit, never leaving a scar. Second to none, cause we aim for the stars. This is our time, yeah, you know who we are. This is our time, cause we know who we are. Yeah, you better believe it. We're going defeated. Cause you know what we're fighting for. Cause we'll never be beaten. With the wind at our feet in. The sound of the drums of war. Yeah, you better believe it. We're going defeated. Cause you know what we're fighting for. Cause we'll never be beaten. With the wind at our feet in. The sound of the drums of war. Rising, we're there on the battle horizon. No army can stop us with titans. United, the goal is to win in the end, so we're fighting. We're raising the bar. Taking a hit, never leaving the scar. Second to none, cause we aim for the stars. This is our time, yeah, you know who we are. Yeah, you better believe it. We're going defeated. Cause you know what we're fighting for. Cause we'll never be beaten. With the wind at our feet in. The sound of the drums of war. Yeah, you better believe it. We're going defeated. Cause you know what we're fighting for. Cause we'll never be beaten. With the wind at our feet in. And the sound of the drums of war.
You can't ask for a better season right now. We're 11-0, 12-0. We're 12-0. We're going to take back what's ours, man. Parish, we coming for you, man. I'm for real. Mark my words.
Cause I'm bringing